So you want to build an aesthetic physique while staying at home. So this is the perfect and ultimate guide to home workout which you will need to build an aesthetic physique. So let's get started. First we will start from the foundation, then we'll gradually build up. First, foundation, and there are two things which come under the foundation. First is diet, the second is sleep. Why diet is necessary? Because no matter how much workout you do, you are not going to see gains, or let's say slower gains, if your diet is horrible. And the second thing is sleep, because sleep is very important. You cannot neglect this. This is a must. So in sleep you go on the recovery. That is where you actually build muscle. So let's talk about diet. What do you do about diet? So for diet, you have, don't complicate it, don't overcomplicate it. I see a lot of videos just overcomplicating this thing. This is very simple. If you're skinny, eat more. If you're fat, eat less, but eat enough protein so that you build muscle. That's it, nothing else. And try to add some healthy fats so that your hormones stay balanced. Some examples of healthy fats are cheese, you can have ghee, you can have nuts. I don't recommend. They have higher calories rather than good fats. This is done, and diet is done. Now about sleep. You should at least take 7 to 9 hours of sleep if you want to optimize your recovery, if you want to optimize your CNS, central nervous system, and also quality over quantity. If you're sleeping 10 hours but inconsistent, that does not matter at all. Instead, इससे अच्छा क्या होगा that you should sleep at 12, wake up at 6, and do it for at least 30 days consistently. That is way more efficient than sleeping at 2 a.m, waking up at 10 p.m, whatever. You get my point, right? So try to sleep more but consistent. If you cannot sleep more because of your school studies, college exams, whatever, try to sleep consistent, even for 4 hours, even for 5 hours, but consistent. Sleep at a time, wake up at a time. And if I talk about what is optimal is definitely to match it with your body circadian rhythm. What is circadian rhythm? I won't go into the deeper explanations, but think of it like this. When the sun wake up, you wake up. When the sun goes down, you go down. That is it. Finished. Now the exercise. I will break this part into 4 sections. First is upper body, second is lower body, third is core, and fourth is mobility. A lot of people don't talk about mobility, but it is very important. Let's start from the upper. The most important thing right here is that we want to build an aesthetic body, not just a body. You see a lot of guys having tons of muscles, but they don't look good. Whereas you see someone who is pretty much lean, but he don't have muscles comparative to that man, but he looks good. And this happens because of the proportions. We have to optimize our proportions instead of focusing on just the size. So in the upper body, we'll mainly focus on the neck. Neck is very important. Then shoulders, mainly side delts. Then comes the chest, mainly upper chest, Then comes the back, lats and upper back. Then come arms. For the arms, biceps, triceps, forearms, these three things. So we'll start from above. First, neck. For the neck, you can do neck extensions and neck curls. That is it. These are the two things. You can start with body weight, gradually make your way to weights. I don't recommend to start from weights because neck is very fragile, because you have never trained it slow, gradually, and then progress it as you go up. Then comes your shoulders. For shoulders, I will recommend you 3 exercises. For the front delts, there comes pike push-ups. It is ultimate exercise to build shoulder strength. If you cannot do it, if you're not at the level of pike push-ups, try doing it on knees. Or even if you cannot do it, try to hold it. Front delt done. And then for the side delts, grab something heavy in your home. If you have dumbbell, then why not? But grab something heavy and do your lateral raises. That is it. Finished. Nothing else. Then for your rear delts, you don't have to do something. In your back training, it will be covered. Then move forward to the chest. For the chest, you have to specially optimize your upper chest. And for that, what you can do is first decline push-ups, but here's the catch. Everybody does decline push-ups, but it does not optimize your upper chest fully as this variation which I am going to tell you. It is decline push-ups, but with a reverse grip. And I know why. A lot of people think this is a bicep exercise. No, it is not. At some extent, yeah, but no. Why reverse grip? Because you can feel it. If you rotate your hands and you do like this, because our upper chest are most active when we are doing it at 45-degree flexion, and this emphasizes that. And if your elbows are tucked in and you have a reverse grip, this emphasizes more rather than this. You can feel it yourself, right? So this is the exercise. And then you can grab something heavy and do this motion like this. Grab something heavy, do this inward to maximize that 45-degree angle flexion. Both are the same movement, but one is pressing, in one you are isolating. These are the two ultimate exercises. No one will tell you. Then comes back, specifically lats, because this gives you that Dorito look, that V-taper look. For back, you can just do pull-ups, bread and butter of back pull-ups. But as you increase, as you go, like you can do, let's say 10 reps, try to add weight and progressively overload. Otherwise you will be stuck, you won't gain any size. And the second exercise would be rows. So this is what I was talking about, that in rows, if you do it wide grip, your rear delts will be covered. But if you do it close grip, it is more of lat focus. But you have already done pull-ups to focus on a lat. So you want to emphasize your upper back while doing rows. So grab anything, go under your bed, go under your table, grab it and spam these. All done. Back is done. Then come your arms. For arms, basically you can do chin-ups for your biceps, or grab something heavy and do like this. That is all. You don't have to do much for the biceps. And for the triceps, I would say do overhead extension with something heavy like this. So yeah, done. Now comes the leg part. For the legs, you want to emphasize more your hamstrings and glutes. Why? Because that is where the power comes from. Power does not come from quad. Yes, you have to train it, but you have to emphasize more on your hamstrings and your quads. And what are the exercises? First, basic normal squat, but do it on your tippy toes to get that quad. So in one moment your quad is finished. Now you don't have to train quads, just squats but on your tippy toes. Then to emphasize your hamstring comes RDL, Romanian deadlift, but do it with one leg because you're doing it body weight, or you can add weight by holding something heavy while going down and up. For the glutes, do glute bridges. That is a very good exercise, and try to hold on that upward position like this. Try to hold it here, squeeze that. That is the way you can get more out of it. Then for the calf, do calf raises. Then comes core. For the core, people mistake it for the abs. No, your core is not just the abs. It is your abs, your obliques, and your lower back. This is what makes a good core. And a good core is very necessary for your lifts, for your daily life, for your running. So how do you achieve that? First, talk about your rectus abdominis, which is your abs. You can do 2 exercises for them. First is leg raises. Hang somewhere. Try to bring your leg up to your torso. That is it. If you cannot do it with leg extended, do it with your leg bended, like knee ups. Then the second would be try to do V ups. Lay down and try to bring your torso and legs together. That is it. And try to add one isolation, which is hollow body hold. And then for your obliques, do side planks and side plank flexion. You're moving like this in that position and you're holding it. For your lower back, if you can do hyperextension. If you cannot, do Superman or Superman holds. That is it. Core is done, leg is done, upper is done. Now comes the most important part, which is mobility. A lot of people don't talk about it, but this prevents injury and keep you in the game for the long run. If you get injured, you will be out of this for a long time. So what you should do for mobility, a lot of people say stretching. Yeah, you can do stretching, but the best thing you can do for mobility is pick and choose the exercise which gives you that mobility and get strong in it. For example, if you're doing squats, you can select the Cossack squat variation and get strong in it. So you won't have to necessarily and separately stretch your hip flexors, because this will target it. When you get strong in that position, your hip flexors will automatically get strong. So you won't be needing any another unnecessary stretching. This is what the most important point is, because stretching does not help, especially static stretching. It helps, but not like being strong at that moment specifically. So this is what you have to do to get your mobility done. So let's give a recap. For an aesthetic physique, you have to optimize your diet, eat a lot of protein. If you want to lose weight, eat less. If you want to gain weight, eat more. Then comes your sleep. Try to sleep at least 7 to 9 hours, but consistent. If you are sleeping less, sleep consistent. Wake up at the same time, sleep at the same time. Then comes your upper, done, then your leg, done, then your core, done, then your mobility, done. So this is the ultimate guide. You know, the main factor is, even if you do push-ups, pull-ups and squat, but do it for a longer period of time, you will have a good physique. So the main key here is consistency. Don't lose it. If you are not feeling like it, if you don't feel like training today, just go train even one muscle, does not matter. And yeah, now how do you structure your workout throughout the week? So you have to structure your workout so that when you're training your muscles, when you train your muscle, then you come to train again, your muscles are recovered. So for that factor, you have to keep sleep in your mind. This is why I was talking about sleep. So you can, if you can train 6 days a week, you can do the push-pull legs. If you have to train 4 days a week, if you can train 4 days a week, you can do upper lower rest, upper lower then rest. Or as a beginner, I would suggest you to do full body workouts, because you can do them 2 times a week. So in 7 days, you can take 2 days definitely for yourself, right? But I won't recommend it, because you're training your whole body. It will take a lot of time and you will tired out for the rest of the day if you train it in the morning. So I will recommend doing upper lower, because that is the most efficient way. That is it.